Hello everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Have you ever wondered how a giant tropical fruit like young green jackfruit can be transformed into something that looks and tastes like pulled pork? Inside a massive high-tech factory, this incredible transformation happens every single day on an industrial scale. From raw, unripe jackfruit to smoky, tender BBQ strands, the process is both fascinating and surprisingly complex. And by the end of this video, I'll also share how this unique plant-based product is used in everyday meals and how you can prepare it at home. And before we continue, let me know in the comments, which country are you watching from and what time is it there right now? At first glance, this facility looks like any other modern food factory, but inside, something truly unusual is happening. Every day, tons of young green jackfruit enter this highly controlled environment, where advanced machines and precise engineering begin an extraordinary transformation. Conveyor systems hum steadily as the production line prepares for continuous operation. The scale alone is impressive, with synchronized equipment working seamlessly together. What I personally find fascinating about this stage is how everything is designed for efficiency before the real process even begins. This is where raw nature meets industrial precision, and as the system comes fully online, the journey of transformation is ready to unfold. The journey begins far from the factory, in tropical regions where young green jackfruit is carefully harvested at the perfect stage of maturity. Unlike ripe jackfruit, these unripe fruits have a firm, fibrous texture that makes them ideal for meat alternatives. Once collected, they are quickly transported to preserve freshness and structure. At the factory, each batch is inspected, weighed, and sorted with remarkable precision. In my opinion, this stage plays a critical role in determining the final product quality. Even slight variations in the raw fruit can affect texture later on. As the supply continues to flow steadily into the system, the real transformation is about to begin. Before any transformation can occur, the young green jackfruit must be thoroughly cleaned and prepared. High-pressure water systems remove dirt, sap, and impurities from the surface. Then, powerful cutting machines strip away the thick outer skin and extract the dense core, revealing the pale, fibrous interior. This is where the natural structure of jackfruit begins to show its potential. What I find particularly interesting is how closely these fibers resemble meat, even at this early stage. But what happens in the next stage is where the real transformation begins. The material is now clean, separated, and ready for structural modification. With the jackfruit now prepared, it moves into the initial processing stage. Here, the material is cut into smaller sections and gently pressed to loosen its natural fiber structure. Specialized machines begin breaking it down, encouraging the strands to separate without damaging their integrity. This delicate balance is crucial for achieving the final pulled texture. What I personally find fascinating is the level of control required to shape a plant into something that mimics meat so closely. At this point, the jackfruit is no longer just fruit. It's becoming a structured ingredient, and the next step will take this transformation even further. Now comes a critical turning point in the transformation. The prepared young green jackfruit enters large industrial steaming systems where heat and moisture begin to soften its dense fibrous structure. Under carefully controlled temperature and pressure, the fibers become more flexible and easier to manipulate. This step is essential for unlocking the texture that will later resemble pulled meat. What I find fascinating here is how heat alone can dramatically change the behavior of plant fibers. But what happens next may surprise you. As the jackfruit exits the steaming chambers, it is no longer rigid. It's now perfectly conditioned for the most visually satisfying stage of the process. This is the moment where the transformation becomes instantly recognizable. The softened young green jackfruit is fed into powerful shredding machines, where rotating blades carefully pull the fibers apart into long, meat-like strands. The motion is precise, controlled, and almost hypnotic to watch. What I personally find fascinating about this stage is how closely the shredded jackfruit mimics the structure of pulled pork. The texture, the separation, even the way the fibers fall, it's remarkably convincing. At this point, the product visually resembles meat, but it's still missing one crucial element: flavor, and that's where the next stage takes everything to another level. Once the structure is formed, it's time to build flavor. The shredded young green jackfruit is transferred into vacuum tumblers, where rich BBQ sauce and seasonings are infused deep into every fiber. As the drums rotate slowly, the sauce coats each strand evenly, creating that signature glossy, smoky appearance. The use of vacuum technology allows the flavors to penetrate more effectively, enhancing both taste and texture. But what happens next is where things get even more interesting. What I find most remarkable is how a neutral-tasting fruit can absorb such bold flavors and transform into something entirely different. Now, the product not only looks like pulled pork, it begins to taste like it too. Before reaching consumers, every batch of the final product must pass strict quality control checks. Advanced sensors and inspection systems analyze moisture levels, texture consistency, and overall safety. Samples are tested in laboratory conditions to ensure they meet food safety standards. In my opinion, this stage is crucial because even the smallest inconsistency can affect the final experience. The goal is to deliver a product that is not only safe, but also consistently satisfying. Once approved, the shredded jackfruit moves forward, fully transformed and ready for packaging. And from here, it begins its journey into everyday life. After passing all quality checks, the shredded young green jackfruit product moves into the final stage inside the factory, packaging. Here, precision machines portion the BBQ infused fibers into airtight packages designed to preserve freshness and flavor. Vacuum sealing removes excess air, extending shelf life while maintaining texture. What I personally find fascinating is how automation ensures consistency in every single package. No matter the production scale, each unit is carefully labeled, tracked, and prepared for distribution. At this point, the transformation inside the factory is complete, but the journey of this product is far from over. Once packaged, the young green jackfruit product enters a vast logistics network. Pallets are transported through warehouses, loaded onto trucks, and shipped across cities, countries, and even continents. Temperature-controlled systems help preserve quality during transit. In my opinion, this stage is just as important as production itself because it ensures that the product reaches consumers in perfect condition. What's impressive is how seamlessly global supply chains handle such delicate plant-based products. From factory floors to supermarket shelves, the journey continues with remarkable efficiency.
Okay, the jackfruit order for Dallas is ready.
We need that loaded onto Bay 3, Stat.
On it. Bay 3, let's move.
Now, the product finally reaches its destination, your kitchen. Once opened, the shredded young green jackfruit reveals its rich, smoky aroma and meat-like texture. It can be quickly heated in a pan, added to burgers, tacos, sandwiches, or even served with rice. What I find particularly interesting is how versatile this product is. Despite being entirely plant-based, it delivers a satisfying, familiar experience that appeals to a wide range of people. This is where industrial processing meets everyday creativity in cooking. And yet, many people still don't realize just how easy it is to use. This final stage is where everything comes together, not just as a product, but as part of everyday life. Using shredded young green jackfruit is surprisingly simple, yet there are a few key tips that can make a big difference. First, always heat the product properly, either by pan frying or gently simmering, to enhance both texture and flavor. Adding a small amount of oil can help create a slightly crispy edge, making it even more similar to traditional pulled pork. Second, consider pairing it with bold flavors. BBQ sauce, spices, or even a splash of citrus can elevate the taste significantly. Because unripe jackfruit naturally absorbs flavors, it acts like a blank canvas for creativity. Third, proper storage is essential. Once opened, keep the product refrigerated and consume it within a few days to maintain freshness. If unopened, store it in a cool, dry place as recommended by the manufacturer. Nutritionally, this product is often lower in fat and completely cholesterol-free, making it an appealing option for those exploring plant-based diets. However, it's always important to balance it with other protein sources in your meals. What I personally find fascinating is how a simple tropical fruit can evolve into something so versatile, sustainable, and widely accepted. From farm to factory to your plate, this transformation is not just technological, it's cultural, and it may very well represent the future of food. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you found this process interesting, please comment one below. If you think it could be better, feel free to comment 0 or share your thoughts. Also tell me in the comments, what production process would you like to see in the next video? Your support truly motivates me to keep creating more content like this. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
This is so good.
this before it's gone.